Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good this Friday morning. As always, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It really does help out. And of course, make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Make sure you check out the Discord channel for elevating traders. Discount opportunities will be available there for launch, which is very, very soon. So make sure you head over there so you don't miss out. The link is at the top of the chat, so you can't miss it. But guys, welcome back. Bathrom, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Tashi, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Holy One, welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. So we've got an interesting day lined up today. We have NFP in the afternoon, which I will be streaming for. But in terms of movement, we have seen quite a bit of it. Dollar has been pretty strong, kept that momentum up through most of the day, and we closed pretty bullish yesterday. A bit of a wick to the upside, but predominantly speaking, dollar's looking pretty strong. And it looks to me that price is broken out of that area and looking like we're retesting as well. So with USD, again, it's kind of wishy-washy to analyze it because of NFP in the afternoon. You know, we could be whipping back and forth, and the analysis from this morning could be completely irrelevant by a few hours time. So at least from an intraday basis, but from a swing point of view, I know what I'm looking for USD, which is a big sell to the downside eventually. I'm looking for a push back into 99.5. Whether we push up first and make that move or we just suddenly roll over today, that will be up to the USD and some fundamentals there. But I know I'm looking for that turnaround. At the moment, we're still looking pretty bullish. And if I would have to guess, I think we can probably go for a bit more upside before we do that sell. So I do think we'll see a bit more USD strength, which might mean that the USD crosses will have bigger pullbacks. I'm still very bullish on them, and we'll take a deep dive into them in just a moment. But in terms of the dollar, I do think there's still a bit of upside left in the tank before we do get that big sell, which is what I'm looking for. But yeah, it's been pretty bullish this week, to be honest. We've just broken out and we haven't looked back since. And of course, Euro USD has been falling, Pound USD has been falling, New Zealand dollar, you name it, dollar CAD pushed up. Dollar CHF has seen some upside, but not much either. Aussie dollar's seen some downside. So, and again, the way I'm looking at it is that these moves are pullbacks, the markets keep pushing up. Still really like Euro to the upside. Again, I probably won't look to find any entries today because of NFP later. I'm still nursing two positions, one in Pound Yen and one Aussie CHF. So I'm not really looking to take another trade, but I do like Euro to the upside if things cement. What's up? E stream. Hope you're doing good. Well, watching live from Kericho, Kenya. Wicked. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Good morning, Dark Sean. Welcome to the stream. Did you reach out on Discord by any chance? No. Wait, specifically to you? No, I did not. Yeah, that might be someone impersonating myself trying to scam you. I've had a bit of an issue with that recently, to be honest. A few people trying to impersonate myself and then trying to reach out to people. I put a disclaimer on the main chat that says I won't reach out to you about trying to offer you something. If I'm ever doing that in your DMs, it's not me. But I'll put that disclaimer. I'll paste it in the chat. But yeah. I won't direct message you asking you to buy something or to do something. Yeah, so that's not me. Holy One in your CHF sell. It's at my entry. Okay, we'll take a look. Excuse me. Voice is a little bit crooked today. Brian, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Haran, welcome to the stream. Thank you for your support. Great to see. Thank you for your support as well coming onto the stream. But yeah, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you do drop a like. Anywho, we'll go through Euro Swiss for Holy One. You said you're short on that one. Currently your entry. So you're jumping into the old bandwagon with the Euro CHF sells or the CHF sells, I should say, because I'm selling Aussie CHF at the moment. But yeah, Euro CHF, I'm looking for more downside for this one as well. CHF pairs I'm pretty bearish on in general. I do think there's a good chance that we could probably push back to the low here eventually. I'm not too sure of how far you're looking to push the trade, but I do think that's the way the market's headed. We've been pretty consistent with these lower highs on the daily chart. 1, 2, 3, fourth on the retest of that level there. So I do think we can slowly, nestle back down here, or at least back to this level support before maybe we find a bit of friction. But generally speaking, I like Euro CHF to the downside. It's a bit more choppy now, so I'm not looking for entries there myself. If I was being very, very picky and looking at some hindsight, this would be the nice place to enter some trades from a swing point of view on the retest of that daily low, and then trying to hold for and a push back to the low. But now that price has kind of gone on a little bit, it's a bit more corrective. But if we can maintain those lower highs down the 4 hour, then I would expect us to get that sell. Again, at least back to this low, which is around 0.931. So yeah, I'm pretty bearish on Euro Swiss as well. Okay, your target's 0.93514, 93514. Okay, so you're looking around this low here as well. Not looking for anything too crazy. Yeah, I mean, I would expect us to get there. I'll expect us to get there. I think we can go further, but if my target's going to be hit, then of course yours will be hit too. So yeah, I like it. I like Euro CHF to the downside. A little bit corrective. That's the only kind of query about it. It's a little bit choppy these days. But if we are going to continue that momentum on the CHF pairs, then I do expect us to see that drop. I'm currently short on Aussie CHF at the moment, still more or less at my entry as well. But I've been in this one for about 3 or 4 days now. And when I entered on Tuesday, so yeah, it's been at my entry price pretty much all week. I mean, been back and forth, but it's still more or less there. So I'm looking for a drop there in Aussie CHF as well. I do think the CHF pairs will probably move at the same time. If they are going to see some downside, they'll probably do it together. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But I'm pretty bearish for the CHF pairs and the yen pairs together. Okay, I haven't answered them. I know people are trying to scam a lot these days. Yeah, that's very, very true. Very, very true. You just have to be skeptical because, of course, with a scam, the idea is that they want to take your money at the end of the day. So you have to be very, very careful when it comes to giving your money away. Make sure everything is checking out and double check, just like you did there. Kang, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Currently, slight drawdown, shorted USD CAD and long pound USD. Didn't turn out too well. Okay. My advice, should I change my current bias, long DXY short term or wait? Okay, we'll go through some USD pairs. So again, my general advice is always see a trade out because you would have taken it based on a certain reason, certain confluence or whatever. Of course, if you're taking a trade just because of randomness or because you're bored, then of course maybe you should exit that trade. But if there's logic behind the trade and you've done analysis and you had a good setup, and then see out the trade because you took that trade on good merit. So see it out. Of course, it might fail, but no matter how good your analysis is, a trade could fail at any point. So whether it wins or losses isn't necessarily the metric you should be looking to judge the trade on, at least an individual trade anyway. So if you took it based on your analysis and logic, see the trade through, that would be my advice. In terms of my analysis with the USD pairs, I'm very bullish on the USD pairs. I'm very bearish on USD long term. That might mean we still see a bit of USD strength in the meantime, and that could last a few days, maybe even a week or so before we do get that turnaround. I'll go over the DXY in a moment. But I do think for pairs like pound USD, I'm still bullish with this one on the daily chart as long as we don't take out this low hit, which is more or less around 1.3. So if pound USD comes crashing down today and we take out this low, we see a strong daily candle closure breaking that support level and breaking that low, then I wouldn't be bullish anymore. I wouldn't necessarily be bearish, I need to analyze a bit more for that, but I wouldn't be looking to buy the market because if market structure is going to remain intact, we shouldn't be breaking our swing low. If the market breaks the low, that's just invalidate my bullish setup for me, at least according to my strategy. So yeah, with pound USD, I'll still be bullish on this one, still be looking for longs as long as this low stays intact, which at the moment it is. But again, we could still roll over a little bit further to come test the support before we see some upside. So if you do get taken out of the trade, it might mean you're just a little bit early to the party. It might mean that price comes down a little bit further against you, takes you out of the trade, but still might move in your direction. So if you do get stopped out, I wouldn't be discouraged by that, and there possibly be another entry at a lower price. And for me, if I'm looking to get involved with pound, it would be at this area here where we had that price swing low last week or the week before, because we had a really big drop there yesterday. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do spill over, but I'm expecting this area to hold and to see some upside. So 1.3 for me is a really critical zone. And if we were to get there, you get stopped out, look for some more re-entries at this area. And if that breaks, then we're probably in the wrong direction anyway. In terms of USD CAD, it's the same thing here as well. As long as price can maintain below that swing point there, we don't take out this high. I'm still bearish in dollar CAD. I'm expecting us to fall to the downside. If we do go and take that out, then that invalidates my bearish bias. And I probably at that point, dollar CAD wants to push back to the high. So I'll scrap that bias altogether. But as long as we maintain underneath that high, I'll still be looking at shorts. And it looks like at this point, we're probably coming back for another retest of this area, which is a great place to be looking for entries in the first place. So, yeah, with dollar CAD, I suppose maybe you're looking at the retest of this low here, which I think is a nice place for a short as well. I was discussing this area here at the start of the week, which held okay-ish, but didn't really get going, and now price is broken through it. So this is another nice area to look for some entries. If that doesn't hold, then yeah, 1.36 will be the area I would expect to see some downside. But of course, nothing's guaranteed. Direction changes, trend changes. If you do get the break of structure, maybe we were wrong with that bearish bias, and then we swap around and look for some other opportunities on the way up potentially. But for now, still bearish in dollar CAD as long as we stay below that high. Still bullish in pound as long as we stay above that low. In terms of the dollar, like I said, there is room to the upside for us to retrace into before the sell. I've mapped out a couple levels where we could see that happen. So this low here at 102,500, even this area up here around 104. I wouldn't be surprised if we go through a really big pullback if NFP kind of sets us on that trend. But long term, yeah, I still do expect us to get there. We might just see some upside in the meantime. But exclusively looking at pounds, exclusively looking at dollar CAD, I think these are the lows and the highs you should focus on to keep that bias intact. If those break, then yeah, we can reanalyze and go again. But yeah, that's kind of how I'd be looking at dollar CAD and pound. Hopefully that made some sense. Holy one, not really any major setups as they're all going okay. Okay, use second wave trading along with the H450. Hence I jumped into this trade 1 hour ago. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it is NFP day, so you probably won't see that much movement before NFP. Usually the market's a little bit on the stale side of things before NFP does come around, and of course then we see the momentum for the day. So I mean, dollar CAD is looking pretty bullish. Some of these dollar pairs are moving pretty well, I have to say. NZUSD has just been falling out the sky since the start of the week, so that one's been a really nice sell there. Pound USD, of course, sold off pretty hard. Euro likewise too. So we have seen a bit of movement, but I don't expect anything crazy, of course, to NFP. So in terms of movement, I don't think much will change until then. But the key thing is just having that bias and then executing on that bias as long as things are still meeting your plan. So for example, with me, I'm looking to buy these USD pairs if I get the opportunity. And whatever happens with NFP, I'll just stay stay focused on the price action, and if things change, I'll change with it. So if NFP, for example, does break the low here, then I'll reanalyze again. If NFP does whatever it wants but doesn't break the low, I know I still retain that bullish bias, whatever happens with NFP, at least between now and then. Same with NZD/USD, which is looking really, really bearish at the moment, but coming back into some key areas of support, which I do expect to hold, and to see price turn around. Of course, like I said, I'm not looking to jump into another trade, but if I wasn't in any positions, nice bullish engulfing like that would trigger me into a trade there. Something like that, at least back to the high, but I think we can go further. So it will be an interesting day today. Morning, Lauder. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pound yen has been a very, very weird hold. Got in last Friday, and since then it's just been up and down, up and down. Not really a big fan of the price action. I was hoping that the momentum from Friday can just kick in and see price continue, but we've been dancing around that high a lot. And that's kind of the same story with a lot of these yen pairs. You can see big push. Now we're kind of just up and down, up and down. CAD yen likewise, New Zealand yen likewise as well. Dollar yen, Aussie yen. That one actually broke through the high. Swiss yen, I like the rejection of the high there. I'm still bearish on these yen pairs. I still have that bias. Swiss yen, as long as we can maintain this high here, I expect us to see a drop. But yeah, it hasn't been the cleanest price action in the world. I know a few people trying to stay away from the yen pairs, and I think not such a bad play, because I think maybe waiting for some major news to come through and see some momentum again and then looking to trade it might be a good call, because right now they're kind of in limbo a little bit. Looking for a GJ buy going up against me, Holy One. I'm still shorting my pound yen, holding my pound yen position from last week. Would you enter a trade before NFP, or would you wait after? Because I know you're already in a position with Euro CHF, which you probably still will be in the trade when NFP comes out, because I don't think we'll probably get the sell back to your target before NFP anyway. So you probably will be holding that one through NFP unless you close it before. But yeah, with pound yen, would you enter that one before NFP as well, or would you wait afterwards? Brian, what do you think about Aussie CHF? It's been floating around the same price for a while now. Yep, it has. There's a wise player out or exit the trade and remove risk. There is no wiser. It depends how you're looking. If you're looking in terms of risk, then it's probably wiser to exit the trade and then just call it a day there, because worst case scenario, price goes the wrong way, or not necessarily wrong way, but goes opposite the way you're favored, and you get stopped out, maybe slipped a little bit as well. So in terms of risk, it might be smarter to exit the trade and just remove that possibility from happening. Say you're risking 1% on the trade, you might get slipped 1.5% if price really shoots against you. So you kind of mitigate against that happening. But of course, on the other hand, maybe the news is in your favor and you have a really nice trade from it. It depends on yourself in terms of your risk tolerance, and probably where you're at with your trading as well. There isn't necessarily not a right answer. As long as your risk is managed for a trade, when you put the trade on, you're essentially saying to yourself, I'm risking X amount on this trade. If it doesn't play out, I'm losing X amount. I have to accept that. So once you put the trade on, the risk is there. If you don't want to have the risk anymore with NFP, which makes a lot of sense because it's a very volatile news event, then you can take the trade off as well. What I'm trying to get at is there's not necessarily a right answer. It's just whatever's right for you. With me, for example, I'll hold the trade through the news. It may take me out the trade, it may slip me a little bit, or it may push price my direction. But I'm okay with either one of those situations, because I know even if I'm slipped a little bit, it won't be detrimental to my trading account. And if it goes my direction, whoop-de-doo. So Yeah, it's whatever's best for you. If you don't want to hold the risk, then close the trade before. There's always another trade around the corner. You don't have to win this trade at all. Good morning, UD. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Good morning, Will. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well as well. How do I emphasize my credit into the GJ buys for now, maybe next 2-3 hours? But okay, you're a CHF to win first. Okay, mess me about this week. So steady getting with the one trade for now. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we'll see with Euro CHF because CHF is a little bit slow. When it gets going, it can get going, but yeah, I'm not too sure if we'll get that sell in the next 2-3 hours. It might kind of mess around for 2-3 hours before maybe waiting for NFP to get its skates moving. But yeah, I don't mind that. Taking your time to get back into the swing of things. No need to rush it anyway. As I said, either yesterday or the day before, not every week is going to be your week in the markets, and every day is going to be a day in the markets. Sometimes you just have those weeks which aren't great. And the most important thing is when you have those weeks is just managing your risk, because it's very easy just to make those weeks worse by just taking rubbish trade after rubbish trade and doing something stupid. So when you do have those weeks, the goal is just to manage the risk and keep it all reasonable. And of course, when you have your good weeks, you want to make the most out of them within reason, of course. Will future plans pound USD 130 buys? Okay, that's pretty much where I'm looking to enter buys as well. Euro USD 1.09700 buys. Okay. Aussie dollar at the trend line touch buys. Okay, so you're really looking at those USD pairs. I mean, every single one of those setups you just mentioned is literally a setup which I like. Pound yen buys around here, 1.0300, which is exactly what you mentioned, which is this level here. Your price can move its way down to there. I think that's a great place for a buy, because if we break through that, then I'll scrap my bias with the longs. So this is kind of like the last point of call. If we are going to be bullish with pound, we should respect that level. If we're not going to be bullish with pound, then price is going to break through, of course. So having stop loss underneath here would be a great place to put it. And of course, if it plays out, you're looking at a really nice risk reward as well, back to the high. Euro, likewise as well. You're looking at 1.09700, which is, where is that? That's more or less around here area, which is, I think, probably lines up the high there as well. This is a nice area of confluence as well. I'm looking at both of these regions here for buys. At the moment, Euro is a little bit sluggish, but I like that because we're probably just going to keep that momentum up until NFP, and then maybe give us a nice wick or something like that. That could end up giving us a really nice entry. But essentially, these are the two levels I'm looking to buy from for Euro. Again, looking to swing it back to the high if we can, of course, and maybe a lot higher as well. Then with Aussie dollar, you talk about the trend line, and assume you're talking about this trend line here, connecting the dots. So 1, 2, 3, and again, lines up with that high very well. So if we can spike into that, I'll expect Aussie dollar to hold that low and then continue its path back to the high and maybe beyond that as well. So on paper, all three opportunities look really good. Again, if I'm looking to take these dollar trades, I'll probably just pick one and see which one sets up the better in terms of the entry, in terms of the stop loss, the entry, the stop loss, the risk rewards, how things are shaping up. And that's the one I'll take, because again, Aussie dollar, if we're going to see that swing, pound USD, if we're going to see that swing, euro, if we're going to see that swing, it all happen together, maybe at different paces, but they all do the same thing. So in terms of taking all three of them, it could be a nice play, because they're probably all three of them work together, or all three of them will lose. So you can take all three as long as your risk is managed, but essentially it's the same trade. It just depends which one gives the better setup, really. But yeah, I like them all. I'm very, very bullish on these dollar setups, and the XY, I'm looking for it to sell off at some point as well. So I like them. And ends the USD as well. I like ends the USD too. I really like the setup coming back to the high here, or if it does come a little bit deeper, I like the low there as well. Again, for NZUSD, as long as we stay above that low there, still retaining that bullish bias. If it's a break through this low, I'll scrap that and see where we can go from there. But yeah, very, very bullish on NZUSD as well. Noradine, okay, we'll take a look at gold for you, no problem. Lauder, looking to buy US30 later. Or okay, should it pull back to 41,812? Okay, we'll discuss US30 as well. FX Wolf take on Euro Yen. Okay, we'll touch on Euro Yen as well. Good morning. Hope you're doing good. Will, okay, you pick one of them, yeah. For now, Aussie dollar has the most confidence, is okay. Fib 200 EMA trend. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, what's up, Tony Gold? Welcome to the stream. NFP Friday. It is indeed. Yeah, again, you should go pick the better trade. You know, because when it comes back to looking over your trades, you always want to see you taking the best trades there. You don't want to look over your trade and just seeing rubbish trade after rubbish trade. You know you can do a lot better than that. So as long as you're taking the best trades the market can give you, there's not much more you can do other than that. And yeah, I like all three of them. And because of correlation, they all will play out together or fail together. So it's just about, waiting for them to line up and striking. And maybe with NFP today, we can get a nice little push lower like that, something like that. Same with pound, and that could then trigger into some nice trades later today or maybe early on Monday next week. But we'll see. In terms of gold, so gold just more of the same, really. I think that was a little bit bullish yesterday, wasn't it? At least towards the end of the day, yeah, it did kind of push up. I said buys around here look good at that low because it looked like we're just going through that correction, which looks like price is breaking through. I said if we can come back from the retest, that'll be a nice place for a buy, and then expecting price to break out. Looks like we're kind of doing that now, although it looks a little bit 50-50, but again, I do expect us just to make our way back to the high and beyond it as well, really. So I think in terms of gold, if you can get a solid break above the high there, I think just buying the breakout is not the worst idea. I'm not really a type of guy who would do that, but I think in the condition of the market, it makes a lot of sense because buying the breakouts has been very, very effective in this climate, just because the market is so bullish. So if it breaks out again, it's probably going to keep pushing as well. And the only thing is about having a decent stop loss placement. But regardless, I like gold to the upside. If it does come back down again, then the buys down here still look good. But maybe we're just going to push on and fly. So I'll watch the breakout for some opportunities there. But I said I like this setup here yesterday. Or if it was to pull even deeper back down to 25.90, looks pretty good as well. But yeah, onwards and upwards for gold so far. Silver's had a bit of a push as well, still respecting that level, so I still need that to break, but it looks like Silver's trying to join the party as well. So if it can get that break, great. I think there'll be some nice buys there as well. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for gold. Let me know if you're involved trading it or looking to trade it as well. We'll go through US30 for Lord, and then we'll take a look at Euro Yen next. Sorry, type it fast. Okay, I'll take a look at pound CAD, Tony Gold. I haven't gone through pound CAD yet, I don't think. So we'll add that to the list. But first, let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So yeah, with US30, I think it's in kind of retracement mode. We've been so bullish over the past few weeks, but it's coming to the top of this channel. But I do think it makes sense to see some retracement, and especially looking at how the price action is shaping up on the daily, it does look like we will go through that retracement anyway. So I do think a bit of downside is likely. Now, it's up to you how you want to tackle this. You could be looking at, okay, US30 is in this area, we're likely to retrace. Let me see if I can take advantage of some sells. Or you could wait for the sales to play out and then see if you could find some buys after and just keep taking the buys, because we are in a bullish market here. So buying dips on the US30 makes a lot of sense. But in the meantime, especially if you're intraday, there might be some opportunity to the downside. It's looking a little bit choppy here. I think if you can clear support, find some opportunities underneath that, it could be a nice little retest intraday for a short. we'll see how NFP affects the market, because that could really skew things up. But on paper, something like this will look good. In the meantime, then we start coming back to some of these highs. Now I'll look to secure profit and probably start looking for some buys again. I think from 41,559 to around 41,100 for me is coming back into bullish territory, where we might see a bit of a bounce. Lauder, you're looking for a buy around 41,812. Where is that? 41,812. Okay, you're looking at the low there. See, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan. I mean, it is decent support, and it could bounce, very much so. Of course, we're all dealing probabilities here, but because of where we're trading the daily chart, I would expect to see that bigger retracement come through. So I would be reluctant to buy at these prices. If it comes down to here or here, then yes, we could see a bounce there. So I'd like that a lot more. At least we're not trading right at the end of this channel. And then we can look to target the channel high again. So if I'm looking to buy US30, this is kind of the areas I'll look at, not here, although it has been, really nice support in recent times, but I just expect us to eventually break through that. If I was you, I'd probably wait to NFP, see what happens there, because that probably provides some clarity, or at least not put you in an awkward position where you can get wicked out either way, and then come back again. But for me, if I'm looking to buy, I'll kind of like the lows here, 41,500, 41,100. Those are the areas I'll be looking to buy US30, because I'm expecting some retracement on the daily chart there. Okay, so we'll go through Euro Yen, and then we'll take a look at Pound CAD as well. Yeah, we should look at gold. Between gold and silver, which do you find more aggressive in terms of bullish and bearish runs? Good question. I think it does change between both of them. Like sometimes silver's more bullish, sometimes gold's more bullish. I think on average, it probably would be gold. Gold would be the more aggressive of the two. If you just look at the historical data, gold would be more aggressive. But I've had some really nice aggressive runs with silver before as well. But I think on average, it would be gold. It's more traded in silver as well. So yeah, I would say gold. But they interchange sometimes because they're both bearish or both bullish at the same time most of the time. Sometimes I see gold make a smaller bullish move and silver make a really big bullish move. And then sometimes silver makes a small bullish move, but then gold makes a big one. So they interchange, but on average, gold would be the more aggressive one, I would say. Okay, definitely gonna wait for NFP, stock market open before engaging. Yeah, not a bad idea, Lauder. Anyway, let's take a look at Euro Yen. So yen pairs have been all over the shop a little bit. Difficult to get some good trades in them. And I say that whilst I'm trading pound yen. But yeah, with Euro Yen, looking at this one, there's only one area which I'll look too short from a swing on the 4 hour. It would be this high here on the daily chart. Because for me, as long as Euro Yen stays below that level, I'm bearish on Euro Yen. If Euro Yen starts breaking above this and definitely starts to make some trends and some retests, then I kind of lose that bearish bias at that point, and maybe price is just going to continue the high time frame trend back to the high. But if Euro Yen can stay below, what is this, 164, I still have that bearish bias. So I think in the meantime, looking for some short-term buys look good. A retest of here, I don't think is the worst idea in the world. Again, it might be an awkward one with NFP coming around in the afternoon, but something like this could be a nice trade, at least back to the highs. And then maybe, if you're lucky, back to 164 there as well. And then from 164, we might get the drop. Yeah, with Euro Yen, I'm bearish on the higher time frame. So that's where I do see the bigger move happening. But on the lower time frames, we already had a big sell, market double bottom there. Found it really hard to continue, and now it broke the high. So I do think from an intraday perspective, we'll probably push up again before looking to get those shorts. So In the meantime, maybe some buys look good from 160 to 164. Yeah, 160, 800 roughly to 164. And maybe the sales can come in and we can start speaking about them again. But I wouldn't short where price is now. Doesn't really make much sense. In the meantime, I do think the buys look a lot better. So yeah, I think intraday buys look good for euro yen. But once we hit that big level 164, see how price looks. If things look good, we're seeing some strong rejection, maybe some nice wicks in the daily or the full hour, then yeah, I do expect us to turn around. But yeah, I wouldn't look to take any shorts now. Let me know your bias with euro yen as well. What are you looking to do with that one? Okay, Tony Gold will go through pound CAD. So yeah, pound CAD's been interesting. We had a really big sell-off yesterday. Price broke through this area, which I wasn't expecting, because this is actually an area which I said I would like to buy from this week. If price came back to retest it, I'm interested to take pound CAD back to the upside, but it broke through. Looks like it's trying to come back above. But yeah, that could just easily be a retest for us to keep selling off. So I need price to really recover that, probably close above on the daily as well for me to even think that price is now using that level of support again. But pound CAD, the thing is, we haven't really broken any major structure yet. Yes, we had a massive sell-off, but these swings here are still our higher lows in the market. So with pound CAD, I'll still say the daily chart is pretty bullish and buys still look really good. I think if pound CAD was maybe to push back into the low here, that could still be a really nice place for a buy. Whether we get to the high over there or not, that's a different question. But at least push back to fill this range from the low here. I think that's a pretty smart buy there, or at least a probable one, at least back to 1.783. But yeah, because of the market structure, I would still be pretty bullish on pound CAD. But I need to see price break through that, whether we can use that as support again. Yeah, I was not expecting that from pound CAD. Looks like pound's a little bit bullish today. I mean, only rightly so, because it was so bearish yesterday. And euro pound's come down there. Pound CHF's pushed up. Pound USD, a bit of upside there, but I think that one's battling out with the DXY as well. FX Fiend, can we look at CAD Yen? Of course, no problemo. We'll take a look at CAD Yen for you. No problem, Tony Gold. Happy to help, my man. Dev, good morning. Good morning. I already know what pair you're going to talk about. Absolutely. Euro USD. Let's get over to it now. I'm joking. Euro pound. So yeah, Euro pound surprising. It's pretty bearish. I was not expecting that, to be honest. I was expecting us to retrace, but we're actually retracing with a bit of force. It looks like pound strength today is kind of helping it out. But yeah, I mean, I can't remember where you said you would find your entry. I think it was, I don't know. I think it was around here, maybe. I don't know if you got taken in off that wick there. I know your stop loss was above the high there. I remember, because I like that. And your targets were around here somewhere, I think. But yeah, Euro pound is definitely some downside. Okay, you got caught. You got filled in. Nice. From 0.84284 to 0.838. Okay, so let's hit you take profit as well. No way. Congrats there, Dev. Beautiful play there on Euro pound. See, it looks like you really like Euro pound. I don't like Euro pound very much, but you like it. You trade it well. If it works, don't try and fix something that's not broken. Blessing, dollar yen. Okay, we'll take a look as well. So yeah, dollar yen came back into a really nice place for a short yesterday. I was mentioning, if we could see some rejection here, I do like dollar yen's downside from this level here at 147. I have seen some nice rejection. It hasn't really set the world alight, but it is holding so far, which I do like, and I'm still looking for dollar yen to do something like that. There is two areas where I do think dollar yen can sell from, because I'm looking at the higher time frames, and I'm still looking at this as potentially a really big head and shoulder pattern as well with dollar yen. So I wouldn't be so surprised if we make a push all the way back to the high over here. If this level doesn't hold, then that's probably where we're going to push in towards. So the two areas which I do think dollar yen can sell from is this area and that area. So if this level doesn't hold, there could be some nice buys in the meantime on the way up to then sell it, at a later date. That could be in a couple of weeks' time maybe. But for now, we're testing a really nice high, and the price is respecting it pretty well as well. So I think shorts look good. Some entries down the 4 hour look good as well. Stops above the high essentially, because the price is going to break through that. Then probably look at some buys in the meantime. I mean, it's a 400 pip range there, so it's not a bad bullish prospect should we break above it. But for now, since we're still holding that 147 level pretty well, I do think we can push down to 141. Of course, maybe waiting till after NFP might be a smart shout, because dollar yen is bound to be affected, and probably can see some wicks as well. And anyone with stop losses above the high there maybe is a little bit vulnerable to some wicks, even if they are in the right direction, could get wicked out before price rolling over. So maybe waiting until after news might be a smart bet. But in terms of my bias, it's still pretty bearish. These are the two levels I expect price to sell off from. If not this level, then 151. Let me know what your bias is with dollar yen as well. Tom, what do you do when you find a pair on a daily, a pair bullish on daily, bearish on 4 hour, like the way pound CAD is? Good question. For me, the higher time frame always takes precedent. It's always the more important time frame. So if the higher time frame is bullish, that's what I'll be in the market. That's the setups I'll be looking to find. If the higher time frame is bearish, then I'll be looking to take shorts. And if the lower time frame is the opposite direction, then I'll wait for the 4 hour to agree back again with the daily chart before then taking the buy. Because you want to keep your trading very simple. You want it to be black and white. You don't want to be stepping into the market having to solve problems every time you take a trade. And trading shouldn't be like that. Trading should be, okay, tick, 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 trade, tick, 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 trade. And it shouldn't be a maths equation every time you step into the market. So you want to keep your analysis simple and routine like. So every time you step onto the market, you're analyzing your charts in a very similar fashion. It's almost systematic, really. Of course, price action will always be different and unique, but the way you're analyzing it is always just from a step-to-step process. You want to try and systemize it like that. But when you got time frames disagreeing with each other, always follow the higher time frame and wait for the lower time frame to be in sync with the higher. Because even if the higher time frame is going to change direction, it will eventually change, and then the higher will line up with the lower as well. So it's always best when you got time frames agreeing with each other. If they're not agreeing, don't take the trade. If they do agree, you got some nice confidence there as well. So that's my take on it. Just wait for the higher to line up, and then when it does, you've got a really nice opportunity for a trade. And if it doesn't, just don't get involved. It will line up. It will line up soon. Exactly. That's why I follow the trend above or below H450. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, exactly. You want to keep it simple, and you want to keep your rules to guide you in those situations as well. If you're looking to follow the trend, then you identify what parameters you use to dictate a trend: moving averages, market structure, something else, Ichimoku cloud, wherever it will be, to identify a trend. Identify that, and if your rule is to follow it, then it kind of simplifies your trading, because everything against the trend is just nothing that will That's a part of your plan. So everything that's for the trend is where you want to place your focus. I'm not saying that's what it should be, but if you create a plan around following a trend, then you follow the trend. If you want to take counter trends and mean reversion, then that is okay as well. Okay, Billy Road, what's up? Hope you're well. I just came across your live now. Interesting. I like how you communicate with your viewers. May you please check gold. And no problem. Appreciate it, though. Appreciate it. But yeah, we'll go take a look at gold, see what that's cooking up. Dev well said, got tapped in with that wick, no drawdown, so I can't complain. Called it on the stream yesterday. You did as well. You did. You can reference that. But yeah, congrats on that trade. Really nice move. I'm not a big fan of Euro Pound, but you're doing pretty well on it. Just my soul pair. Not charging from the signals. That's how you know if you made it to the big time. But yeah, I mean, if you got something working for you, there's no need to try and to do anything special with it and try and reinvent the wheel. If you got a pair, time frame, strategy, whatever that's working well, use it well, because trading is it's opportunistic. Sometimes you have pairs that work really, really well, and then you probably might go through some rough patches. Maybe it's time to trade a little bit less, and then when things start looking good again, then you increase your trading, maybe increase your risk. It's up to the trader and their risk management. But things are working well. Mate, take advantage of it. Anyway, so in terms of gold, still very, very bullish on this one. I don't see anything else here with gold. There's no signs of reversal just yet. Of course, we've got a couple bearish candlesticks there on the daily, but they don't really mean much in terms of direction. So I'm expecting gold to really break to the upside. We may push down one more time, but I'm expecting gold to fly. Of course, NFP will be have a big role to play. So it's probably the smarter move to wait till after the news before looking for entries. But at least looking at the direction, looking at the trend, looking at higher time frames, everything is really bullish with gold. Monthly, weekly, daily, all the major time frames are pointing up. So if gold does go through a bit of a sell for whatever reason, that to me is an opportunity to try and find some buys again. This was the level I marked up last week, which I was looking to buy from, but we just never had the retest, unfortunately. We broke through really well. I said if we came back for the retest, I'll look for a buy. Unfortunately, we just kept pushing. So maybe price does want to go and push back to 25.90. I'll keep an eye for it. Probably not going to happen today, of course. So it's not really a pair I'm looking at the moment. But something like this could happen today if NFP does sink us there. We could push into that. If you can see some nice wicks at the bottom, that'd be nice. And this could just be like a big bull flag, impulse, correction, impulse, and away we go. So I like gold to the upside. I like the breakouts as well, but entries around this low here look really good to me. Of course, depending how we get there and how things are shaping up, I wouldn't just buy for the sake of it. But if things look good here, I think that's a nice turning point in the market. If not, then 25.90 looks good as well. But yeah, I'm expecting us to keep pushing. And again, until things change in the higher time frames, until I see warning signs that maybe gold is going to reverse, failure to create highs, break of structure, strong bearish momentum. Until I see those type of signs, I'm just going to maintain that bullish bias and keep favoring bullish opportunities. Because who knows how far gold's going to move. We could push to 2,700, which is the next big psychological level. We've got 3K all the way up here. Maybe price is going to be attracted to that point. I mean, still a long way to go to get there, but gold has it in it to make those crazy moves. So I wouldn't bet against it. But yeah, for now, very, very bullish on gold and expecting something similar on silver as well. think it's gonna be interesting to see how NFP moves them both, because I'm both looking to buy them. I'm more focused on silver because silver to me is still at a nice level on the daily chart. That's not silver. Still at a nice level on the daily chart where if it breaks the high here, I'll look for some entries above that, because I do expect silver to eventually get back to the all-time high, 49.34, which is a long way away, and I'm not looking to hold the trade that far. I'll be trading stops, so I'll see how far I can take it. Maybe it is all the way to the high, but probably not. But if silver can break the high here, 32.3, that'd be fantastic, and I'll look for some entries above that. If we do respect and come back down, then I would also consider some entries at this low here as well, which is pretty much bang on the money, 30. And yeah, look for same buys, trying to catch that next high low. Hopefully we can take that to new highs as well. But yeah, I'm very, very bullish on silver and gold. Very, very bullish. I'm very bearish on USD as well. Is anyone trading any USD markets at the moment? I know a couple people in some longs on, a couple people were buying Euro yesterday. I think Euro's starting to set up now. But yeah, I don't see Euro moving much till the NFP this afternoon. I will be streaming live again later today for NFP, so do keep an eye out for that stream. Should be interesting. I'm still in two positions, which I'll be holding into NFP. Aussie CHF is one of them. Still not moving great. Been up and down, up and down, up and down. Still just above my entry, and pound yen as well, which hasn't been moving great either. That one pushed up, came down. Now still just about holding on to that high. But the idea is still looking for a big drop back to the low there. And same for Aussie CHF as well. Looking for a big drop back to the low, as long as we can hold that level. There's a few other pairs which I'm eyeing up, but I'm not going to look to get into anything else until I can get at least one of those trades to break even. Because then I can look to add more risk, but I don't want to add so much risk going into NFP. It's just unnecessary. Excuse me. Okay, ready and buy, still holding. It goes to 26.82. Okay, thank you very much. No problem. I'm pressing the subscribe for today. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to follow in the path of Billy Road there. And Billy Board. Why did I say road? Completely misreading that. Or Billy Board, and subscribe to the channel if you guys find it useful. Drop a like as well. It does really help out. And of course, hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But appreciate the subscription there. Ben, welcome to the stream. Morning. Got short Aussie CHF yesterday, basically same entry price and stop loss as you. Okay, let's see what NFP gives us. You're joining in the madness, Ben. You've been sucked in. Aussie CHF has sucked you in. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Of course, it's going to be NFP is going to dictate everything really, because of course NFP doesn't just affect USD, it affects all currencies. So it's going to be interesting. But the thing is that for me anyway, because I'm in pound yen as well, Aussie CHF and pound yen, of course, they're not really linked together, but they do tend to move in the same way. Different paces, different speeds, different economic factors, but generally speaking, CHF pairs normally move together with the yen pairs. So if CHF pairs are weak, normally yen pairs are weak too, and vice versa as well. So the news is a bit of a double whammy for me. It's probably going to help both my trades or not. But again, as the key thing I always go over, as long as your risk is managed, you're okay to fight again and live another day. If you're risking large amounts, then of course you're going to be sweating bricks going to the news. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with NFP, of course. Where are your targets for the trade, Ben? Is it similar to mine, or what you're looking at? Kadam, summarize 4 to 5 things you look for entering a swing trade. Good question. I mean, I'm not sure it's 4 to 5 things, but again, the idea of a swing trade is that you're following the swings of the market. For example, if the market is trending like this, the goal of a swing trade is to try and catch this next swing. I'm not trying to do anything crazy in the market, but if the market is making these swings here or swings like that, then the goal is to try and catch one of these moves, one of these moves on the way up. So really what I'm looking at is where is it high probability where we could form one of these swings, and in which direction are we likely to move into. In terms of the direction, it's pretty straightforward. You're looking to follow the higher time frame trends. I focus my analysis monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. I kind of look at them in synchronization together. For example, the Aussie CHF position. If you look at this one on the higher time frames, you can see where the overall direction of the market is. It's very much to the downside, expecting us to go and take out this wick eventually. But the main thing I'm looking at is that we're following in this kind of format. So I'm predominantly looking for sells. That's where the market seems to find its most joy. Now the idea is, where can we form that sell? Where can we form that next high on that next low? Well, there's a really critical level at this level here. Was price support here, was resistance there, was support there as well. We just extend that across, you can see it was a really nice level in the market. So to me, this is a very high probability area where we could put that next lower high in and see that continuation lower. And if price was to break through, then I can look to flip that bias and look to take advantage of the buy back to the high. Either way, this level here is a really critical level for me because it's the main turning point. If we break through, the buys look good back to the high. If we can hold, then I'm expecting us to come right back into that low. So when you're swing trading, you're looking to play direction and you're looking to play, location. You're buying and selling from areas where are likely to reverse, and you're looking to trade most of the time trends. Of course, you can go counter trend as well, but it's a bit more difficult there. Probability is not as much as in your favor in some occasions. But those are the two important things. And then, of course, in terms of entries, I look at candlestick patterns, and in terms of other things as well, you can add a lot of confluences, Fibonacci, trend lines, moving averages, you name it. All of that can be really nice complements, RSI. All of that can be really nice complements into finding really nice opportunities as well. But yeah, the two fundamental things of swing trading is direction and the location where you're buying. You got that in check, and then you can add whatever confidence you're looking for to really sharpen up that entry. And that's the idea of swing trading, really. And brutal lose, she said, "Be happy to check you in with me." Well, I'm glad you're so considerate, Ben. I'm glad you're so considerate, my man. Okay, target to the 0.574 area, 0.574. Okay, so that's roughly halfway through my target. I still think we're bullish overall, just anticipating a little bit of a pullback. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we're in a world where we could definitely see a lot of upside, because we've come back into a low here where maybe the market wants to go through a bit of a bullish spin-off as well. That could be a real possibility as well. But we're in an area as well where we can definitely continue this trend and continue the range we're kind of in as well there as well. So to me, it's coming to a critical point where we're likely to see a reversal. Not guaranteed, of course, which is why I'm not betting my whole account, but we're likely. And if it doesn't happen and the market decides it wants to break above this, I'm very happy to take the buys as well if those set up as well, because then I do think we can probably push back to the higher there too. Maybe we do go through that bigger bullish reversal, but this area here is where I do see the market turning around, likely. And then I'll be looking to target that level here. I'll be trading stops as well. I won't have the finite target there. I may exit the trade completely there because it is a pretty big level in the market. So I may finish things up at that low. But I'll be trading stop loss, seeing how far I can take it. Maybe I do get stopped out earlier, around there, somewhere around here, who knows. But yeah, I do think we can see that range back to the low. If it breaks, I might not be in the trade for that, but I may leave a small position to run. We'll see. If it does reverse, I'll be out of the trade. But that's how I see Aussie CHF shaping out. 6% this week. It's just losing me, pretty much humbling period, equity curve balance. Again, that's all part of trading. You can make a really nice percentage one week and then you lose most of it all over the next week. It doesn't necessarily mean you did anything wrong as well. I think there's two elements to it. There's definitely kind of like self-management in terms of managing yourself as well, and managing your equity curve. So there's an element to that as well, but it just might mean you had a really nice period in the market, also a really bad period afterwards. That happens too as well. It's not linear where you just make money, lose a little bit, make money, lose a little bit. You will go through some bigger periods of drawdown and longer periods of drawdown as well. It's all part of the game. But I would say though is that when you can kind of see yourself going into a bit of a spiral of losses, sometimes just slowing down the frequency of your trading can be really effective. Because although we are trading the market, we are still somewhat emotional beings, and we're prone to make mistakes when we're very tilted, and it's easy to be tilted in those circumstances. So reducing the frequency of your trades could be a smart way of keeping the losses minimal. And then once you find a bit of a nice rhythm in the market, you're back in tune, you can then increase the frequency if it's necessary, of course. But yeah, those weeks where you give back some profit to the market is a given. It's always going to happen. But to catch those swings, the targets at times are realistic. Market trends reverse from anywhere. Yeah, of course. That's why you got to manage your risk and manage the trade as well. I do say though, with swing trading, it's difficult just to have finite take profits as well. Day trading, I think it's very feasible because you're trying to trade the momentum of the day. But for example, if you're trying to catch big swings, for example, like a swing like this or swing like that, having a finite take profit does leave you a little bit one-dimensional, because who's to say price has to get all the way to take profit? Price might go 95% of the way there. You might miss your take profit by 5 pips, then reverse. So taking partials along the way or trading a stop to protect yourself against that is a smart way to go about it. Whether you're taking partials or trading a stop, both are effective. But that can help you in your bank profit along the way. But yeah, the goal of swing trading is that you're minimizing your risk and you're maximizing your gains, because you're looking to catch a big swing. You're looking to catch a swing in the market. If you're right, you should be banking, twice, 3 times, maybe even more, 4 times of your risk. If you're wrong, you lose that risk and you go again. So that's the idea of swing trading. And managing the trade, what's happening is a good way of banking profit and not just hoping it hits your take profit. Yeah, that happens. It happens. Drawdown is a humbling experience, but it happens to everyone. And like I always say, I think in drawdown is where the trade is made, because when things are going well, it's very easy to trade. It's very easy to be confident and jump into the market. It's all feeling very confident, very happy with yourself, and have a smile on your face when you take your trades. But when you're in drawdown and you've been in drawdown for a while as well, you're still being able to show up, take your trades, journal, stay consistent with your plan. That's where the traders are made. That's where the trade will be made. Because at the end of the day, anyone can make a profit in the market. Literally anyone with zero experience can make profit in the market. Because at the end of the day, the market either goes up or down. It's either you bought or you sold. So anyone can make a profit, but not everyone can keep the profit. And that's where the skill set is. AD looking weak, so I'm buying Euro Aussie. Okay, I haven't really been looking at those crosses there, the Euro Aussies, the Euro NZDs. I haven't really been keeping up to date with them. I haven't been a big fan of the price actually, mainly because USD pairs, CHF pairs, or yen pairs have looked a little bit more fruitful. So that's where my focus has been. But yeah, I haven't really been focused on these guys. Euro Aussie, in fairness, to come to a really nice low here. So that probably explains why we had a bit of a bounce yesterday. When did you get long? Emmanuel, you bought today or yesterday? Let me know. But yeah, I mean, we're at a low where I do think we can get a bounce. Now, I do think the bigger move for Euro Aussie is still down. I think we are going through a bit of a reversal here. So I think we might have a bit of a push like this, but then I do think we probably will break lower. So yeah, I wouldn't expect something crazy, and I doubt you're looking for such a big move either. But we're coming off a big low. But I would say as we approach some of these areas, I'd watch out for reversals. I think banking some partials or starting to trade a stop might be a decent shout as we start coming to those areas, because I do expect us to eventually break to the downside. I do think that's going to be the bigger move longer term. But for now, we're coming from a big low. You can see last time we were here, we really shot to the moon here. So it's not a bad place to buy from. Some heavy buyers were stepping in last time we were at these prices. So and we're kind of seeing a sign of that again. So I like the upside here for Euro Aussie. It's just I don't expect it to go to the moon. I think these levels here are pretty reasonable in terms of targets. I'm not too sure where you're targeting, but I think these are some areas to keep an eye out for. Okay, where was I? Done the past phase one last week, jumped into phase two into drawdown, done through sets trading. Exactly, managing emotions, and thanks to Mika for mentioning that. No problem, man. Again, that's the real kind of everyday, week to week, month to month experience for a trader. You will have your good periods, you have your bad periods. You just got to manage those bad periods just as well as you manage the good ones. Because, like I said, when you're winning, it's very easy to love trading and be confident. But if you can still have the same passion, same confidence, same discipline when you're losing, then you can go very, very far. Increasing risk in holding trades too long has killed me. 5% G 1 week, and I've been trading the P&L, not the chart, which is never good. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all traded the P&L before. When you're trading the market, and you've got one eye on the chart and one eye on the P&L. It's always a dangerous game. Of course, you want to know what your P&L is, because you want to know where you're at in terms of, okay, your equity curves at all-time highs or your all-time lows. You'll be trading differently in terms of risk, in terms of trade frequency, and definitely in terms of confidence as well. So you want to know where your P&L is at. But at the end of the day, the only way to get back to where you want to be is by the chart as well. So, of course, I'm saying everything that you guys probably already know, but it's always, it's easy to say, difficult to do, and I know that as well. But if you stay persistent, you will see the results you're looking for. What's up, Yonatai? I hope I'm saying that correctly. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. NZD been very weak. Yes, it has been weaker than Aussie, unfortunately. Um, yeah, Aussie New Zealand dollar has been flying like it's just grew a pair of wings, unfortunately. I mean, it's not a pair that I'm trading, so it's not really unfortunately, but it's had a really big move, which tells me that Aussie's been a lot stronger because I've been shorting Aussie CHF. That's just been back and forth. But if I looked at New Zealand CHF, that's actually had a nice sell. I mean, nothing spectacular, but at least it's seeing some downside. So I'm kind of hoping that now that Aussie New Zealand dollar is back at this massive level resistance on the daily chart, you might see a bit of a reaction. So Aussie can see a bit more weakness, at least compared to NZD anyway. But yeah, NZD has been pretty weak. Pound NZD, Euro NZD's all seen some nice upside. All right, we'll have a good one, my man. Take care. Have a good weekend as well. Was eyeing pound NZD short, but NZD looks too soft. Yeah, pound NZD I'm not a big fan of. It's in that kind of weird consolidation phase. I mean, it's at a nice area here, but I wouldn't look for anything crazy. Just the conditions are back and forth, back and forth. If it was trending a little bit better, I would like it, but it's too choppy for me. Yeah, very true. Drawdown is natural, Holy One. And if you do enter a trade to the pip, it's more to do with luck rather than just precision and ultimate skill in the markets. Sometimes you will, of course, enter trades and it's just to the pip. Everything looks spectacular, but most of the time you will incur a bit of drawdown at least on your trades. Yeah, it's normal, natural, as Holy One said. Stop trading Aussie New Zealand dollar and suddenly starts trending. Yeah, it's like it just waited. It just waited for me to finish looking at it, and now it's like, yeah, let's trend everyone. Let's see some momentum. And not only that, it's trending to the upside as well. If it was trending to the downside, that'll be a little bit better because at least Aussie's the weaker currency, and I'm selling Aussie CHF. So yeah, the markets will have you fun with you. Doesn't matter how long you be trading, they will have you fun with you. And they will have your fun. Speaker Jones there reached mine 5% down for the day, 45% up for the week, which is not bad. Damn, that's big numbers. 45% up for the week, 5% down for the day. That is definitely not bad, if you ask me. But again, you're gonna achieve bigger percentages with the more risk you take. And of course, less risk you take, the less percentage you will see as well. It goes both ways. Being in drawdown is not a problem, but handling yourself in drawdown is always the problem. Of course. Yeah, that's why I always, admire a lot of the veterans um, who showcase them trading, because a lot of the time you'll see them trading and they'll literally act the exact same way when they're doing very well as when they're in the not so good moments and going through drawdown. And it's mainly because they've just done it like so many times, they're just like used to it. They've been doing it for like 30 years. So, you know, they've been in drawdown many times and they've come out of drawdown many times. So it's just another day in the office. But of course, when you're a bit newer to trading and you're still learning a trade and still finding your feet, drawdowns feel like the weight of the world and it feels like everything's against you. But really, it's just the natural part. And of course, a lot of people know this. A lot of people know this, but it's just different when you experience the drawdown yourself. But the funny thing is, the more you experience drawdown, the more you get back out of drawdown, the easier it is to manage and overcome. Because the real confidence you get in trading is knowing that you've gone into drawdown and you've got back out of it. You've gone into drawdown, you got back out of it. And if you can do that repeatedly, then next time you go to drawdown, you're like, no biggie, because I know eventually I'll be back out of it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because we've all had trades as well. We've been into a bit of profit and they've failed as well. So just because your trade goes in your direction immediately doesn't necessarily mean you'll be a winner as well. Those trades could very much still be losses, and vice versa. Trades can go against you in a bit of drawdown. You're thinking, okay, it's a loss. Then sometimes trades can play in your favor as well. It goes both ways, really. And I'm sure people have experienced trades where it's kind of like 1 or 2 pips away from their stop loss or very small margins, and then it reverses and becomes a winner. That's always a great feeling. That's always a great feeling when it's very, very close to your stop loss or to exit, and then it just comes right back and it becomes a winner. That's a great feeling. Almost sometimes better than trades that just go straight to take profit. That's a good way of looking at it, Ben. That's a really good way of looking at it. Okay, Noradine, have a good one, man. Take care. Hopefully, we'll see you next week, or if not, later on the NFP stream. But yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it, Ben. That's a really good way of looking at it, looking as a test in the market. Say, okay, you're really about this life. Get out of this one. That's literally what the market's saying to you. Get out of this one, then. And if you do, pat yourself on the back. Pop a bottle of champagne or whatever is your poison. Because that's really where the longevity comes from, the sustainability comes from, in my eyes anyway. Because as I keep saying, everyone can do well when it's good, but when it's not so good, that's when people go and risk too much, take rubbish trades, don't follow their plan, change their plan. You don't go and change your plan when you're doing well, because that's what got you there. Yeah, exactly, Ben. You done well with that one. I'm not gonna lie, I might have to steal that actually. I have to actually steal that one. Maybe you haven't copyrighted it or anything. So yeah, we'll see how this Aussie Sea Chef trade gets going. Nice to know that I'm not the only one in it. I think a couple other people in some shorts on Aussie Sea Chef as well. So it should be fun to see what happens this afternoon. But again, the idea is just to take the trades that come your way, that fits your plan. I've tested my strategy over numerous years. I've traded over numerous years. So I'm very well aware of what to expect. But of course, from an individual trade basis, I have no idea which trades are going to play out or not. Some trades you have a bit more confidence with and a bit less. So sometimes you have a bit of a feeling which are going to be the winners and which ones might be a little bit dodgy. But at the end of the day, sometimes I've taken trades which I'm like, fits my plan very well, ticks all the boxes. I can't not take this trade, but I'm not sure if I got high hopes for it. But then it plays out. And some trades I'm like, this is a sure bank, and it doesn't play out. So from an individual trade basis, I have no idea which are going to be my winners and which are going to be my losers, or the big winners and small winners as well. So my thought process, as long as I know my risk is managed, I'm just going to see the trades out and let them do what they need to do. And just make sure that I'm doing everything right and what I have control over, which is taking the right trades, managing how I said I will manage, and managing the risk as well. If I can do that to a good degree, then I'm doing the things right. So dollar CAD has seen some rejection there. Is USD gaining losing some strength? It is a little bit. Again, there's nothing really much to read on right now because we could start selling off here a little bit. It doesn't really mean much until this afternoon because that could reverse on a dime, or it could continue. Of course, it can go both ways. But reading too much in terms of the intraday price action now probably is not the best thing to do because that can go out the water. But after 1:30, then there might be some nice opportunities late in the day, or maybe starting the next week off. And you see looking a little bit bullish there as well. Is anyone else going to be holding trades through NFP, or are people going to close trades before? Because I think if you're looking at intraday trades with small stop losses, probably makes sense to close the trade before. But if you've got yourself a bit more room in your stop loss, bit extra pips, then you can get away with it. And it depends what pair you're trading as well. If you're trading like CAD, NZD CAD, that of course will be affected by NFP, but not to the same degree as Euro USD or gold. So there's a bit of context needed as well. But with me being a swing trader, I don't think, I never close trades for like an NFP or a Fed interest rate. I might not get into a new trade, but I wouldn't close a trade I have at the moment. Okay, you're holding. Which position was that, Kadam? I forgot. I remember you mentioned a pair earlier. Caleb, you're in gold buys. Okay, that'll be interesting if you're going to hold that through the news. Gold is always a very volatile one to hold on to through NFP. So I have to say, good luck with that. Truly. But I am bullish on gold as well. So I do expect gold to push up. Whether we break out now or we come back down first and then push up. Either way, I do think gold is likely to push back to these highs pretty soon. I was going to say by the end of the week, but we're already at the end of the week. So by next week, probably we'll be taking at these highs, even if we go through a bigger pullback than expected, unless something big was to happen. But I do think gold is really bullish. So looking for buys is really good. If you do get stopped out, as I said, maybe just a bit early to the party, you can always look for re-entries lower down if that's the case. But yeah, I do think gold is likely to push higher up. Holy one, lots of people base their strategy on a 7 a.m. candle every single day. Build a career from it. All they need. Fair play to them. Yeah, again, trading doesn't need to be solving equations. It can be if you're looking for like a very rigid mathematical system. It can be if you want to make a nice mechanical trading system out of it. But if you're discretionary trading, all you need is a pattern. You're looking for a pattern in the market, something that does something more often than it does the opposite. And once you found something like that, it doesn't have to be to a high degree as well. And then you can add discretion. Under certain circumstances, it works better, and then you can play with that, add other confluences, and then hey, presto, you got a trade. You got a strategy. Thoughts on pound CAD? Okay, Ben, we'll have a look. See how big is your Aussie CHF stop loss as well. Mine's about 50 pips. I will tell you now. My stop loss 68.5 to be exact. So yeah, it's got a bit of room on it. But yeah, it's a swing larger position, so it's going to be a meaty stop loss. But yeah, we'll take a look at pound CAD for you. I like that order. Shall wait and see with the letter C. Very, very, very hipster. Okay, you'll be holding for NFP. I think with my wide stop loss, I can survive it. Okay, how wide your stop loss, Brian? Okay, you're on GJ and Aussie Chef as well. What a coincidence. Well, yeah, we'll see how those go. Uh, okay, is that, oh, so is your goal position break even, I suppose, with no risk? It's amazing NFP is based of an institution with an office, 50 people, communities, seeing liquidity. Yeah, yeah, that's true as well. And you've got us at home with our computers looking at our trading view platform or MetaTrader or whatever platform, taking trades. Morning, Liam. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Long time no see. I see your trading stop now. Nice. How's it going? Yeah, it's been okay, to be fair. I feel like I probably would have had a little bit more success with the trading stop loss if I used it last year, because I had a bit better trends last year with some of the USD trades, USD pairs I was trading. So it's probably a bit more effective last year. I've had some nice trailed moves, um, but I'm probably going to be looking to, as of next year, probably get like a hybrid system between trading and take profits, mainly because I can see trading stop loss work really, really well on trends. And when I've had some nice trends that worked well, but I've used also my trading stop loss in areas where it didn't make as much sense because the market's a bit more choppy, and it'd be better to use just a hard to take profit with maybe some partials along the way. So I'll be looking at kind of tweaking that to try and optimize it a little bit better. If the markets are trending well and the pairs are trending well, I'll keep that trading stop loss. But if they're not trending well and a bit more choppy, like some of the USD pairs have been this year, I think just having that hard take profit, maybe some partial areas along the way, is the best way to go. So that's been probably the biggest lesson I've had this year. Euro USD, okay. Eastream, we'll take a look at that as well. I'll go through pound CAD first, and then I'll take a look at Euro USD for you. Still long, still on NAS. Okay, NAS long, nice. We'll take a look at NAS 100 as well. Okay, no coincidence. Yeah, I was just joking. Yep, okay, we'll go for Euro. GJ seems almost ready to buy, but not getting in. Yeah, it's because I'm selling it for you. I'm joking. I mean, of course, if you get your signal, get involved. For me, I'm very, very still short bias on it as long as we can hold that 193 area, is it? Yeah, 193 level. I'm holding that for a short. If we start breaking through that, then that's where things get alarming. We did that on Wednesday, but we came back below, but haven't really seen that momentum come back through. So we'll see how that gets going, but hasn't been moving well at all. Some other yen pairs have moved a little bit better, actually, like New Zealand yen has a nice reaction of that high. But yeah, we'll see how GJ gets going. Same for Aussie Chef with the news. Probably it's either going to give me a nice kick in my direction or not. So yeah, in terms of pound CAD, let me know what you're looking to do with pound CAD. Did you say you were looking for a buy or? Okay, just thoughts on pound CAD. So yeah, thoughts on pound CAD, we still do have that bullish market structure. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows. So I'm still retaining that bullish bias. The plan actually this week for pound CAD, for me anyway, was looking for the break me test off that level and then looking to see if I can take pound CAD back to the high there. So that's what I was looking to do. Unfortunately, we kind of just had that really weak pound on Tuesday or whenever it was. Oh, it was yesterday. I don't know why I said Tuesday. Which kind of just broke that area. So it's made things a little bit awkward, but we're still retaining the higher lows. So the bias for me for now is still very much bullish on pound CAD. I said it would be nice to pick up some longs off this low here, but yeah, it never quite got there. So maybe we might have another sell-off today to get there and respect it. In the meantime, there could actually be some nice sells as well. I think intraday, as Tom mentioned, the markets are pretty bearish with these lower lows and lower highs. So intraday, there could be some nice shorts, but because the higher time frames are still bullish, I'll still just be focused on the buys until we start to break structure. So if price can push back down to the low, I think that's a nice buy. Or if we can break back above, that's a nice buy as well. As long as you keep maintaining those higher lows, then that's what I'll be looking at. But yeah, for now, still pretty bullish on pound CAD. In terms of Euro USD, another pair which I'm pretty bullish on as well. I'm looking for a big buy for this one to take this to the moon. I'm looking for us to come back into the high there, 1.125, which I've been talking about for so long. And we came so close not long ago, but we just about missed out on that. But I'm still expecting Euro USD to keep pushing up high. You can see these high lows price has been putting in. As long as we can keep up those higher lows, I do think Euro USD is going to push straight back to that high. It just depends where is that high low going to form. Can we look to catch it? First there I'm interested in is this low here at 1.1, roughly on the dot. Second area is this level here. There's also this daily high there as well, which could be a factor, which more or less lines up with that level. But more or less, I'm looking at these two areas for some buys. The key thing is the entry on the 4 hour, the rejection, the wicks, bullish engulfings, and that's what will entice me into the trade. We're just about testing this low, so it'll be interesting to see how the next 4 hour candle closes with NFP at 130, because this next 4 hour candle will close 30 minutes after the news. So we'll see how things are looking and how the candlesticks are reflecting the news. But for now, this could be a nice place for a buy. We are looking very corrective on the way down as well, which is a good sign. Shows that the sellers are starting to become a bit fatigued, and maybe the buyers will step back in. And we can see price really push. But if NFP does push us down some more, not to be alarmed there, I think we're just going to have a slightly bigger pullback for us to push up anyway. So the buys look really good for Euro. Just need to see for that entry. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm looking at for Euro USD in the coming hours, days. Just need to wait for that entry. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for Euro. In terms of NAS, Liam, you said you're still long on NAS 100, roughly from 19,830. Whereabouts is that? 19,830, 19,830. Okay, that's around about here-ish. So yeah, it kind of lines up with a 4 hour high, which I'm not the big fan of, because for me, this is an area of resistance on the daily chart, which we might break through. We might not, of course. But to me, this is bearish territory because we're back at the high. I understand you're looking at probably more of an intraday trade as well. So you're not as concerned with the higher time frames. But of course, I'm just going to tell you what I'm looking at from my point of view. And really, it's because prices at that high is where I would expect us to see some downside from. I still am very bullish on NAS, and I do think the bigger move is back to the high, but I would want us to come down a lot further first before looking for that push. Or if we are going to break above it and then start using that support again. But I don't want to be buying into that high just because he has acted as resistance really well in the past. So for me, that's always going to be a tough place for a buy. But should we break through this, should that momentum sustain, then something like that would be an opportunity intraday, which I would like. So at least now that level is to our backs rather to our front. And then that could be a nice buy back to the high there. Where's your targets for the trade? Are you looking for the swing high there, or are you targeting this area here around 20K, a little bit above 20K? I think the buys look good if we were to break above, but because we've got all this friction here above us, it makes it a little bit awkward. So it's not that price can't break above it. It's just I wouldn't want to find that out with a buy. I like price to break it first and then look for the retest afterwards. But for now, since we're rejecting it, we might see some resistance come into play, especially with NFP as well. Could see some wicks all over the shop. So I think buys look good. I think that's still where the bigger move is, but see if we come down first for the buy, or we break above it and then I find the buy. And that's just how I would look to tackle it. I'm sure, but your trade lines up with your plan, your confluences as well. So So we'll see if we can get the break. But for me, I would have to wait for that break first. Hopefully that made sense on Euro and the NAS. What's up, Karis? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, just waiting on Euro seat chair. If that's it for today, want to lose. I'm done after this for the day. Fair play, fair play. No need to try and force anything after that. Win or lose. Done for the day. Yeah, watching live from Kenya, as you mentioned at the start. Big up to yourself. You guys are joining the stream, by the way. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the stream. Subscribe to the stream, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are enjoying the stream, are enjoying the channel, find it useful, informative, educational, entertaining, you name it. If you're enjoying it, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. It does really help out, guys. Win or lose on the booze. That's it. I was thinking of what is the saying? I've heard the saying win or lose. I just couldn't remember what the rest of it was. So yeah, I will be streaming again later today as well, guys. So if you're free, if you're going to be watching NFP alone, might as well tag along with some friends because I'll be streaming it on my channel from like 1:45. No, NFP will already be done by then. From like 1:15, I'll probably schedule a stream or 1:20 around then, and then we can see what happens to get on the stream and wrap things up for the week. Looks like USD pairs are trying to push. How is Aussie CHF doing? Yeah, not much there. Again, I don't expect much until NFP. I think that's going to be the same for most of these pairs. I think pound's a little bit bullish today, though. Euro pound fell pretty hard. Yeah, because if you look at NZUSD, that one's just kind of a doji. You look at Euro, more or less the same, but pound's finding some feet. And I think it's just kind of making up for such a big drop yesterday. Because it was so bearish yesterday. Or at least for those 4 hours anyway, because apart from that, it didn't move anywhere. Currently can take profit 19,990. Okay, long push, but my aim obviously news shall affect it. So I'm just on the way till then. Okay. Oh, so you're gonna hold for the news or you're gonna close before the news? Where are you from? Well, I reside in the United Kingdom, but originally I'm half Nigerian, quarter Zambian, and a quarter Polish. Believe it or not. But where are people watching from on the stream? I already know E-Stream is watching from Kenya. Okay, watching from London. Big up. No way. I feel like we get more people from the UK on the streams because, yeah, I feel like last year there's only a few people from the UK and most people from everywhere else. Now more people from the UK tuning in. South Africa, yeah, we know Lauder enjoying the SA sun. 120 miles away. Birmingham. Watching from Kenya, Wicked, Somalia. When you said the news time, I thought you were in the UK, hence I asked. Oh, okay. Yeah, I am in the UK. Can you not tell by the accent? Very British sounding. Yeah, big up to you, Crypto Somali TV. Welcome, welcome. No way. Port St. Lucia by Jamaica. South Africa as well. What about me? Yeah, I'm in the UK as well. Excuse me. I'm in the UK as well. So yeah, it'll be 1:30 for me when the news comes out. 1:30. But yeah, if you're in a Port Saint, you must be like 6 a.m. or something like that, 5 a.m. maybe. Um, okay, no way new trains for me. It's NFP, but I will close and look for the entry. After that, till then, I'm holding. It's stuck in a range between. Okay, there's a lot of numbers there. But yeah, fair enough. I mean, if you're in the lower time frames, then of course it doesn't make sense to look to hold trades through the news because you just don't have the leeway for it. If things don't go your way, it can get really ugly. That's where you hear like a lot of people complaining about a lot of trading challenges and then getting slipped like an extra 3% on the position, which is crazy. But if you have like a 10 pip stop loss on gold and you're trading with silly amount of lots, then that's going to happen even on just trading regular brokers as well. So dodging that bullet is a smart bullet to dodge. If you got a bit more room to stop loss, you can get away with it. But Kadam, where about in UK? I'm just north of London. Oh, Atlanta, Georgia. No way. 8:30 for you in the news. Yeah, it would be. That's East Coast, isn't it? East Coast. Because West Coast, I think, what are they just going to bed right now? I think. I'm not really clued up with my time zones, but I think West Coast would be going to bed or something like that. But yeah, 8:30 a.m. for you, the news. That's because all the London news for us is around 8:30, 8 a.m., 7 a.m. So all the New York and the US news is always afternoon for us. Okay, sounds like Lucy. Port St. Lucie, okay. South Florida, 30 minutes north of West Palm Beach. Okay, wow. We're getting West Coast as well. I mean, East Coast. I keep getting my West and East wrong. Yeah, I'll probably be doing that, to be fair, with the prop firm Kadam. Once I get things up and running, I'll probably be doing like interviews and discussions and meet and greets in London, probably hopefully numerous cities, not just London. Just before NFP kind of start moving violently and throwing wicks everywhere, it can be nerve-wracking. Very, very true. Very, very true. Uh, I feel like that's the last kind of like test. Like the market's asking you, are you really going to hold this trade through the news? It's going to give you some violent wicks, move up and down, really test your nerve. Are you really going to hold this through the news, or are you going to close it and just sit on the sidelines? Yeah, that's what the market's saying. Okay, yeah, West Coast is 5 hours. Okay, 5 hours behind you. Okay. Okay, so it's not that big. But yeah, they would be going to bed around now. Um, but yeah, there's a few people from Asian countries as well on the stream. I know we've got a couple people from Australia as well. They're the complete opposite end of the time zone. Few people from New Zealand as well, Japan, India. It's quite cool because we're all trading the same markets, but I'm sure people speak many different languages, different backgrounds. But at the end of the day, it's a candlestick's a candlestick. Candlestick looks the same in the US, the UK, Kenya, Somalia, Vietnam, wherever. It looks the exact same place because it's a different language in itself, really. Yeah, I find that really cool because you can go to anywhere in the world, trade. All you need is a computer and a Wi-Fi connection. You're good to go. But yeah, I'll be looking to hold both these trades for Aussie. It's been a while since I had two positions opening going into NFP. It's been a while. I think last NFP I had a position. I think the one before that I had a position. I think the one before that I didn't. But it's been a while since I had two trades open, both not risk-free as well. Okay, only 3 hours behind you. Okay. 5 hours ahead. Yeah, something like that. But time zones are really weird. They're not like straight vertical. They're kind of zigzag to accommodate for cities and stuff and logic. Because for example, I'm pretty sure China has one time zone, but China is huge and it's very wide. But wherever you are in China, the time zone is the same, which is crazy. All right, Hoodie One, take care, my man. Take care. By the way, guys, make sure you check out the Elevating Traders Discord channel, completely free to join. I have put that at the top of the chat. You cannot miss it. There will be some discount opportunities there when Elevating Traders does launch, which will be pretty soon. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure you go check it out as well. Of course, I do share updates there as well. Opportunities I'm looking at. Of course, people can share updates as well. Trading opportunities, what they're looking at. So if you want to jump into that, feel free. The link is at the top of the chat. What's up, Chucks? Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing good. What's up, Johnny? Welcome to stream. That late to the session. I asked for a little thoughts on Euro UST. No problem. We'll take a look. Good luck, everyone. Bring your tissues. Seeing the kind of situation for the news release. Yep, it's not for the faint-hearted. Let's say that it's not for the faint-hearted. I'll quickly go through Euro and gold. Appreciate it, Lauder. Appreciate it. Okay, so we'll quickly go through Euro USD gold. So Euro and gold, two markets which I'm still very bullish on. Again, as I highlight those two levels, 1.1 and 1.095, those are like really nice places for longs for me from a swing point of view. Looking to try and catch those next higher lows. As long as we maintain that, I'm expecting the next high low to form somewhere in this area and see the continuation back to the high. At the moment, things are a little bit dead as they would be prior the NFP announcement this afternoon. But as things develop, we probably will see a bit of volatility, and then maybe if we can see some momentum come back in, there could be some nice entries after NFP. If not, maybe early next week. But the buys is what I'm looking at. So if I get a nice bullish setup, I probably won't take the trade because I still got other two trades to manage. But if I can get them to break even and Euro still looks good at the time, then I'll get involved. But that's essentially what I'm looking at. And in terms of gold, I'm just expecting more upside. We might go through a bit of a pullback first because I'm kind of looking at this as a big bull flag pattern, nice impulse, correction 1, correction 2. Then we might get the breakout. So we might see something like this happen with gold, but I'm still very bullish. And if we go a lot further, then I'm looking at the retest of the high here for a buy. So those are my two bullish opportunities I like with gold, but I'm not getting any signs that this is about to slow down. Of course, that maybe could change with NFP. And a lot of the analysis I've done today, intraday, could change. I could be saying something the complete opposite by just after the news, really, if things go a certain way. So take that with a pinch of salt. But for now, everything is bullish. Monthly, weekly, daily, all bullish. So this is kind of what I'm looking at for gold. So what price is that? 26.30 and 25.90 are the areas which I like. Gold, and yeah, expecting onwards and upwards. Texel and London section still holding it though. Is that for gold? It's not a bad place for a sell because we're kind of still hovering around this area here, which could take us down. So the sell is not bad, but I think it's just really aggressive to sell gold given how bullish everything is. I mean, not to say that you can't take advantage of a sell and there's not going to be any downside. Of course, there is. We've seen some downside there. We've seen a bit downside there. So there is money to be made to the downside, but it's just going to be a little bit difficult to do it, especially today. Out of all days, even if you are long as well, it's going to be difficult because you could be in the right direction, but whipped out and then see price moving in a direction. So it's just a very difficult day today. But from where you're selling, I think it's not a bad area. Just watch out as we approach NFP. Maybe closing the trade before, then maybe looking for re-entries after could be a smart play, at least from a risk point of view anyway. But yeah, if we do see some downside, that'll be great because that looks like a nice place to buy, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, we have come to the end of the stream. I appreciate everyone tuning in and sticking with me. Like I said, I will be live again later today for NFP, so do watch out for that stream. I'll put an announcement out, and you'll see the stream beforehand. But I will be live probably around 1:20, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from now. Cover the news, see what happens, talk everything NFP, and then we'll wrap things up for the week. But really do appreciate you tuning in. I will be live every day next week as well, so feel free to pop in. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If you haven't done already, check out the Elevating Traders Discord channel. As I mentioned before, discount opportunities will be available there. Share opportunities, connect with other traders, all of that and more. So check it out. Link to that is at the top of the chat. But guys, have a great day, great Friday, great weekend. And if I don't catch you later today, I'll catch you next week.